and welcome back to our channel. I always find it funny saying that, but yeah, my name is AJ, and or Alex. More on that, but this is a system update, and it's a trigger warning for fusion talk because it's gonna be a whole lot of that, and I don't think there's any other triggers, but if there is, I'm gonna put them in the description. So check the description for triggers if you are easily triggered. So fusion is something that we've talked about before. There was a fusion with Ace and EJ a while ago, and that fusion wasn't like a permanent fusion. They thought it was, but it was not. And like so Ace is his own person now, and EJ is now fused with me, or is what is was a part of the fusion that made me. And so basically it was Alex, who made an introduction video recently, so you can watch that video if you want to know more about him. EJ or Empty, Jamie, Danny, and Jay, and Arrow. So it was a lot of people fusing into one person, and so there's a lot of different aspects of their personalities in mine, and that is kind of a blessing and a curse because like I have so many memories now that I have to process, and I have all these relationships that aren't really my relationships, but they are at the same time. Like Arrow was good friends with Aiden, but Aiden was like not friends with, or Aiden was only friends with Arrow pretty much. Aiden very much does not like anyone else, except the littles. And so I am like friends with Aiden, but like Aiden hated Alex. He hated most of the system, to be honest, but especially Alex. So the fusion of Arrow and Alex kind of had him. I'm probably confused. I mean, I'm not Aiden, so I can't be like, he was confused, like, because I don't know exactly what he felt, but I think he was confused because he treats us pretty nicely now. Like, he treats me pretty kindly, not a word, but and like as if we're friends. So I think he sees Arrow and me a lot, even though I feel like the most dominant personality in me is Alex's and Empty's, and that is it's just interesting. Like also like Alex and Jay, they were partners, and the result of them fusing has caused me to have this like yearning feeling for like either Alex or Jay, and just like be yearning for who I used to love, but they're one person and they are me now. It's weird. It's overwhelming. It's a lot of emotions that I just like. You can't do much about it except that that is like the way things are now. It's not really going to change, but the fusion occurred on it had been happening over the course of a few days, probably longer than that actually, but it was notable to Alex that it was happening, and he kind of ignored it at first and was like, oh, it's nothing, I'm just a little bit more dissociated than usual. And no, he was not. He was, but for different reasons. And so the day it kind of was like finalizing, it he realized it like pretty intensely, like, oh, this is what's happening. And he sent a goodbye message to some friends, and um, so did Empty. But I feel like that goodbye message, like, you could argue, yes, it was necessary, but I feel like I see so much of myself in him that, or I feel so much of him in me that I'm like, it feels like he's not even gone, but then sometimes I do find myself being like, I miss him, where, like, I miss who I used to be, because I'm not him. So, but yeah, that it's, fusion is definitely a hard experience. It's not something that I would wish on others because it's stressful and it's emotionally overwhelming. And like, we are going for partial final fusion. We're not going for complete final fusion because, or maybe that'll change, but at the moment we're just looking for partial final fusion. This fusion wasn't really agreed upon with, like, everyone in the system, like everyone who was involved in it. It was a like executive decision with the gatekeepers, and they were like, "Yeah, you're fusing," and we were like, "What? What are you talking about?" But yeah, our gatekeepers are very like, I don't want to say they're like dictators, but they kind of have that attitude about them. So yeah, I don't know. Um, they don't really like to listen to what we have to say on matters like that. Um, they'll be like, "This is the best course of action for us. This will allow us to heal, and you might not understand it now, but you will when you're older." And so that is why our that's why we ended up using and creating me. But yeah, my name is AJ, or Alex. I use both interchangeably. I don't have a preference, so you can call me whatever you wish out of those two. And I believe I'm 20. I believe I am the body's age, and I'm still continuously aging with the body year by year. Um, and my appearance changed from the way the body looks, but I've tried to make pit crews showing myself, and I cannot for the life of me create myself. I just like, they don't look like me. Um, I am trans male, and I use he/him pronouns. Um, Alex notably was a vampire, and Empty notably was a demon, but Jamie was a vampire, Arrow was human, Jay was human, and Danny was human. Um, so that kind of mix created me, and I'd say I am a vampire demon human hybrid. That's pretty much what I am. It's confusing, it's weird, but that's what I am. And I'd say predominantly the most notable part of me is, like, if you saw me in a world, you'd just be like, oh, you're a vampire. And we have a decent chunk of the system that are vampires, and I could go on about that, like, about why that is, because I think a lot of people would find that strange. Like, a lot of people find non-human or like object alters um, strange, but you can get an alter of literally anything. It's not something you control, and vampires just happen to be something that brought us a lot of comfort um, while we went through our trauma, and so therefore a large chunk of the system, like especially protectors and like gatekeepers, are vampires. And yeah, but yeah, so we that fusion happened, and we are in a pretty transitional period of our life right now. We are going to probably make a altar video when we enter college, like, hey, our dorm room altar. And I've been working, if you were wondering, yes, I am still a Hellenic pagan. Alex was a Hellenic pagan, and the others weren't. Excuse me. But yeah, that aspect of his personality is definitely still very much a part of mine. It's a huge part of mine. So I think he was super passionate about that, and that passion just was not going to be dissolved from the fusion. The fusion could do nothing to sway that. But yeah, still devoted to Apollo, worshiping Hermes, Ares, and Hades. And I actually got this book right here, Hellenic Polytheism, Household Worship, and I haven't read through it completely yet, so I don't want to say that I recommend it, but I know a lot of Hellenic polytheists do recommend it. And so yeah, that's something we might talk about. If you're interested in our review on this, we might make it anyway, even if you're not interested. But yeah, I've been told that it has a little bit of unverified personal gnosis, which is like people's own personal opinions they associate with deities they work with. If you didn't know what that was, and so, but that's all right. I feel like everything does have UPG these days. I can't really avoid it, but yeah, that's pretty much the update. We will be posting a altar video when we get into college, as I mentioned before, and yeah, hopefully I'll make some more videos about witchcraft and Hellenic paganism, because I really would like to talk about that more. I'm just not sure what to talk about quite yet, because there is so much you can talk about. Ace might make a video about like mushrooms or something, because he's obsessed with mushrooms. And yeah, I might make an introduction video for myself, because, but if you honestly, if you want to know about me, I would watch Alex's video, because a huge portion of his personality has carried on into mine. So like we pretty much have the same hobbies, but I also have the hobbies of like Arrow and Danny and like Jay's personality, hobby wise, is definitely a huge part of mine. So it's not, if you watch Alex's introduction, it's not completely accurate to who I am, but I'd say it's a pretty good start. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you haven't drank water today, make sure to drink some water. If you haven't taken your meds, take your meds, eat, and if you're struggling to, get out of bed, even the little things count. So thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye.